Hey everyone! Now this is a story all about how my life got twisted upside down, and it'll only take a minute. Just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became prince of a town called Buen Air. I took it way back. The city's actually called Buenos Aires and is the capital city of Argentina. And that intro, I took it way back. The intro was from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And in my opinion, it was Will Smith's best work. I know he's done so much after that, and he's in the biggest blockbusters, but in this he had the perfect balance in between cockiness and goofiness. He wasn't scared to be immature, and he wasn't scared to show his emotions. It was a very funny sitcom with really good values. And in the very beginning, Will Smith's mom sends him away from his rough Philadelphia neighborhood to live in a wealthy neighborhood of Bel-Air with his aunt and uncle. And that's similar to what I did, but for different reasons. Although my mom didn't send me away, and I'm not from Philadelphia, I'm from Miami, and you could say Miami was rough, but that's not the reasons I left Miami. But I did leave it. I left the United States, and I'm living here in Argentina. And of course, there is some things that I miss about Miami. My family, my nieces, my nephews, my brother, my sisters, my parents. I love them all. I really do. I cherish and I love them all. And I wish I could hug them. I wish I could see them. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm happy here in a different country. I know I will see them when I see them. So my day-to-day life doesn't revolve around that. I know eventually, within a year or two, I will go back and I will visit them. And if I have to, I could always move back. But for now, my journey is in this new country where I've spent already 3 years on and off, living 6 months in Miami and 6 months in Buenos Aires. And this is going to be the first year that I spent a whole year here without returning. What has made the transition so much easier is the people in this country, the people of Argentina. Because you could visit many other cities that have fun entertainment, fun nightlife, nice bars, restaurants, clubs, with a lot of activities. But if you can't really interact with the people, if you don't really feel welcomed, if you don't feel that warmth, that friendship, if the people aren't so social, you're not going to feel like you fit in, and you're not going to feel comfortable. Talking about this reminded me when I spent 2 months on a remote island. In the middle of the Caribbean, there's an island called San Andreas, similar to the name of Grand Theft Auto, of the video game, GTA. It's called San Andreas. And it's actually very close to Central America. It's actually very close to Nicaragua. But the island is owned by Colombia. Now, if you ever met Colombian people, you would know that they're very warm, they're very welcoming, they're very friendly. They're usually very joyful people. I, in particular, grew up with Colombian neighbors, and in Miami, which is a very Latin city, I've met and have had many Colombian friends. So I get along with them really well, and I really do enjoy their company. But in that island, although it was owned by Colombia, the people of that island weren't really as the same as you would find in Colombian mainland. I sensed a little bit of bitterness from them, like they're very dry towards tourists. They're very dry towards foreigners. I went to the same restaurant a few times a week, and I would greet the ladies. I'll be nice, I'll say thank you, and I never felt that I even got a thank you back. Now that didn't bother me, but it was the same with basically everyone in the island. I didn't really feel like I made any friends or any connections there, and I was very lonely there after 2 months, so I was so happy to leave. And back in my hometown of Miami, I have many good connections, many friends, many family, as I mentioned, and people that I really enjoy their company. Now that company was hard to come by because my friends have grown older, have responsibilities, either have a full-time job, some of them have a family, some of them have kids. And all of those things I mentioned makes making arrangements to see each other, to hang out, so much harder. So sometimes weeks or months would go by and I really couldn't hang out with any of my friends or family. I just felt alone. I never let any of that stop me. I continued to be fun and outgoing. There's certain bars that you could go to and you know some of the patrons, you know some of the regulars, you know some of the staff. And although I did enjoy that, it becomes expensive and you're picking up a drinking habit if you're going to a bar multiple times a week like I used to do. And while we're talking about Miami, I really enjoyed going to the beach, but I could never find anyone to go with. I always ended up going alone. I found myself doing almost everything alone, and that becomes lonely after a while. Even though you vent when you go out, have a few drinks, listen to live music, and interact with other people, it's pretty lonely at the end of the day. And here in Buenos Aires, I don't feel that because there's almost always someone to interact with. And the beautiful thing about the people of Argentina is that it's not all about going out to drink or enjoying the nightlife together with your friends. In this past month alone, there's various activities that I've done, and I'll list them all. I've gotten together with my neighbors and we all cooked something at home, gotten together with some other neighbors to play some video games, gotten together with some friends to play sports this weekend. We've gone here down the block to the plaza to have some mate, which is basically an infused drink. It's basically like having some tea. A good friend of mine invited me to a barbecue cookout where we ate like kings and just hung out all night. I went with two other friends that I know to visit the city called La Plata, which I made a full video of it. It's actually the capital of Buenos Aires province. And I know on multiple occasions I went for a walk around here, around the neighborhood, or to grab some ice cream with some friends. And all of those things I've mentioned, I've done in this past month alone. So you see, in just 30 days, I've done so many activities that sometimes I don't do the entire year in Miami. And that's what I felt was missing from my life in the United States. These wholesome connections of just getting together with people without it having to be to go to a bar or to a restaurant. Now listening to this, you may think I have a lot of friends. I actually don't. These are people that I've met in these past weeks, in these past months. You just have to put yourself out there. Go to social events, talk to your neighbors, interact with people, and you're gonna have a great time. For it's the small stuff that counts. Those little conversations, those laughs, those interactions. Those are the things that make us human. And that's why I love living here in Argentina.